Welcome, friends, and a very good day to all of you. This is Dr. Swati Dhawan here, and I'm here to introduce you to the role of clinical research in the healthcare sector. Clinical research has seen many trials and tribulations over the past 15-20 years, especially in India, and I'm here to introduce you to the role of clinical research in the healthcare sector. Let's begin with the definition of clinical research. Clinical research is a branch of healthcare science that determines the safety and effectiveness of medications, devices, diagnostic products, and treatment regimens intended for human use. These may be used for prevention, treatment, diagnosis, or for relieving symptoms of a disease. Clinical research is different from clinical practice. In clinical practice, one uses established treatments, while in clinical research, evidence is collected to establish a treatment. Now, let's begin with the differences between clinical research and clinical practice. You would see doctors doing clinical practice day in and day out. It uses established treatments which have been proven and recorded and established treatments, while in clinical research, evidence is collected to establish a treatment. So, clinical research is a step before clinical practice, and clinical research is a step after clinical evidence. Did you get my point? Clinical research is a step before clinical practice, and clinical practice is a step after clinical research. The term clinical research refers to the entire bibliography of a drug, device, biologic. In fact, any test article from its inception in the lab to its introduction to the consumer market and beyond. Once the promising candidate or the molecule is identified in the lab, it is subjected to preclinical studies or animal studies where different aspects of the test article, including its safety, toxicity, if applicable, and efficacy, if possible, at this early stage, are studied. In the United States, when a test article is unapproved or not yet cleared by the Food and Drug Association, or when the approved or cleared test article is used in a way that may be significantly increase the risks or decreases the acceptability of the risk, the data obtained from the preclinical studies or other supporting evidence case studies of label use, etc., are submitted in support of an investigational new drug application to the Food and Drug Administration for review prior to conducting studies that involve even one human, and a test article if the results are intended to be submitted to or held for inspection by the FDA at any time in future. In the case of an already approved test article, if intended to submit or hold for inspection by the FDA in support of a change in labeling or advertising, where devices are connected to the submission of the Food and Drug Administration, would be for an investigational device exemption application if the device is a significant risk device or is not in some way exempt from a prior submission to the FDA. So, with this, friends, we come to know that FDA, the authority in India as well as in USA, which decides whether any investigational product, device, or diagnostic is to be submitted for trials after the preclinical studies or animal studies have been conducted. Even if it involves just one person, one human being who is testing or giving trial to that drug, device, or diagnostic, it involves a whole lot of study and tests done on it, and then it is submitted for human trials. In addition, clinical research may require institutional review board or research ethics board and possibly other institutional committee reviews, privacy board, conflict of interest committee, radiation safety committee, radioactive drug research committee, etc. Approval whether or not the research requires prior submission to the FDA. So here we come to know, friends, that it's not just the FDA which decides. Before the FDA, there are many steps to reaching of a particular device, drug, or medication or diagnostic when it reaches public. It involves an institutional review board. An institutional review board consists of many members from social, philanthropic, philosophical, and multi-dimensional approaches, dimensional approach population. There are representatives from the legal background, from the social background, from the philanthropic background, from the philosophical background, and these institutional review boards decide whether a drug or remedy should be submitted to the FDA or not. Research Ethics Board is again the same. It considers the ethical effects of a drug being launched into the market, and possibly other institutional committee reviews. Privacy Board, Conflict of Interest Committee. Now this Conflict of Interest Committee comes into the picture when there are already certain drugs in the market which are being given to patients, and whether it has any conflict of interest with another pharmaceutical agent which is already in practice in the market. Radiation Safety Committee. Radiation Safety Committee is in deciding whether there is appropriate amount of radiation of a device, appropriate amount of radiation of a device being given to a subject. Now this Radiation Safety Committee is very, very ethical, and if you know that even today cell phones emit radiation, electronic items emit radiation. So radiation is there everywhere, from electronic items to mobile phones to X-ray machines to sonography machines to so many more machines. So this Radioactive Drug Research Committee and Radiation Safety Committee decide whether how much amount of radiation is to be subjected to an appropriate number of subjects, and approval whether or not the research requires prior submission to the FDA. Clinical research is often conducted at academic medical centers and affiliated research study sites. These centers and sites provide the prestige of the academic institution as well as access to larger metropolitan areas, providing a larger pool of medical participants.